Welcome back to the Gauntlet of Greatness, and we have got quite a good one queued up for you guys. This is the winning in Group D. So to see who's going to win Group D, it's either going to be Caw-Blade or it's going to be Mono Black Devotion. Perhaps you've heard of these decks. If you've been playing Magic at all this decade, you've heard of these decks. These are two of the most iconic decks in the last, 5, 6, 7 years. Caw-Blade won Paris and Ben Stark's hands. Black Devotion just crushed it, about 18 months ago, just dominating its way through that standard season. Now they're going to throw down. This is not a matchup we've really seen before. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. I don't really know how these decks are exactly going to interact, but that's what we're here for, right? Let's play the matches out and see what happens. Gray Merchants can potentially add up. It's not like the Caw-Blade deck is killing all your stuff all the time. Underworld Connections can potentially let the Devotion deck fight on the card advantage front. Pack Rat is gonna be faster than 1/1 flyers if there's no Day of Judgment around, and Thoughtseize can kind of clear a path for this stuff. Hero's Downfall is pretty good against Jace the Mind Sculptor, I think. I don't know. I think I like the Caw-Blade side of this matchup just because these cards look more broken to me, right? Stoneforge Mystic and Jace. I think these are the last two cards that got banned in Standard. Like, I don't think there's been anything banned in Standard since these two, right? It's, they're very good cards. Pack Rat is going to be a problem. I either have to, hypothetically, Mana Leak it on the way down, dismember the first one, or Day of Judgment is actually a good out.
Yeah, I don't see Black Devotion winning this.
Oh, okay.
I'll try. I will certainly try to make a pack rat go, but I'll then have to Thoughtseize out a Day of Judgment or something, or I'm just gonna.
Right.
Yeah, it looks rough. It looks rough. Your cards do look better than mine, but we'll see how it goes.
We will indeed. All right, let me set a matchup. The loser of this is gonna have a winning in next time around.
Green Kobold, I loved Astral Slide so much. That deck's so good. A little slow, but really good.
Yeah, it's a little slow. I found that, early 2000s era Standard decks have been pretty systematically getting crushed in Gauntlet. I think that was, I think that was a point where some of it is a reaction against just what Saga did to Standard and sort of, hiring in the first wave of pros, myself included, trying to sort of get the game where you could sort of develop it on an ongoing basis and sort of put processes in place to actually balance the game. I think the power level of Standard may have been at its lowest then. All right, I am hosting a match. Come fight me. Yeah, the lack of damage on the stack is pretty relevant to that deck too. The best part will be if you get a Jace the Mind Sculptor in play via Nightveil Spectre. That would be exciting.
That would be exciting. All right, I'm going to mute you. I'll see you on the other side.
All right, good luck. Where's my draw? Preordain, Pierce. It sounds okay. Oh, but this comes into play tapped. Yikes. That doesn't really hurt him. Wow, I don't think I keep this. It's turn 2 Spell Pierce or Preordain, but not both. Once I find the blue source, I'm going to mulligan. Yeah, it seems a lot better. I think yes. I want Dismember. Alright, so this needs to see a plains or an island. And this needs to come down early. Right, so we just Seachrome Coast into Preordain. There's a Dismember on top. I knew that. I'm going to keep the Dismember. I'm going to draw into the Dismember. I don't think I want Spell Pierce. Do I? I could turn 3. I'm going to go turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, and then on turn 3 I can... I can leave up Stoneforge and Spell Pierce. That actually sounds kind of good. I think I top, and I hide the Dismember from any potential Thoughtseize. He probably is just going to Dismember Mystic, but I don't know. Yep. Now I just randomly play a Squadron Hawk, right? I can't spell pierce a pack rat. He thinks the coast is clear for pack rat, so let's go randomly get some Squadron Hawks. Certainly don't want to draw them. No turn 2 play. That works. Second dismember. What's my line here? I'm just randomly attacking with 1/1 flyers. That's my game. Okay. What a weird game. Do what you gotta do. You gonna Bile Blight me? Be funny. Nightveil Spectre. Well, probably just need to dismember that, don't I? Yeah. Seems like I tap out for this, right? So War and Peace is damage to that player equal to the number of cards in his or her hand, gain life equal to the number of cards in my hand. So the least exciting piece of equipment in my deck. But it still does stuff. Urborg is randomly good for me, isn't it? Erebos? Me without my spell pierce. Alright. I guess I won't be gaining life. Wow. I like that sword, but this one's here. My clock goes a lot higher. And I do kind of like being able to leave up Spell Pierce. Yeah, I'm going to play it this way. I mean, it's a 2-turn clock this way. And then obviously, even if he's got an answer, it slows down the amount of cards he can draw with Erebos. Yup. Wait, isn't he just dead? Don't I just tap that? Well, we just win, right? 3, 4, and he's got 4 cards in his hand. I mean, not that I need to, but... Yes, I would like to sacrifice a creature. And then I'd like to kill you. Wow. That was not close. That was... Jeez. I was me winning with, like, the worst cards in my deck. Alright, Celestial Purge is definitely coming in. Sort of War and Peace, despite that, does not seem super exciting. I have a Batterskull and Feast and Famine. Those are the good ones. What else? I mean, if we get in a top deck war sometimes... Green Red, Divine Offering. What do I actually need to care about? I mean, he's got a bunch of removal. He's got pack rats. He does not have any artifacts. His sideboard has Lifebane zombies, more removal, and duresses. So the hand destruction is the thing that's super annoying. Does that mean I want like random fatty top decks, or does that mean these guys aren't actually going to get anything done? Batterskull seems really good against him. Do I just want a second Batterskull? Not that he can remove it, but he can knock it out of my hand. Do I want Oust? There's an early way to deal with Pack Rat. But I mean, I like Mana Leak a lot. How much do I like Spell Pierce? Yeah, I mean, ousting the first Pack Rat is nice. Huh. So even if his good cards are creatures, then I'm not in love with Spell Pierce. Oh, maybe it's a Day or Judgment instead. Or Dismember. Especially if he's going to play an Urborg for me. Whatever. Enough. I have fiddled with some numbers. I don't think these matter a ton. I mean, I have 2 Preordains and mana. That seems good enough. This is the kind of draw where I can get Batterskull knocked into my graveyard. Should be sad. I do not want the island. Do I want Squadron Hawk? I mean, it's pretty good with Jace, right? It's the reshuffle with Jace. I think I actually do want the... It's the first Squadron Hawk? Sure. I think that's actually decent there. It's not the best card in my deck, but I mean, I have another Preordain. I'm building up to a Jace. This is probably... This only destroys non-basics, right? No. There's that. Annoying. Show me a Pack Rat answer. Thank you, deck. Aha. I see. I appear to be out of ways to deal with Pack Rat. Awkward. Oh, he didn't play a land? That's hilarious. Man, why do you have to only get non-basics? Not that it would apply to a 2-male player anyway. I mean, I guess I'm just playing Squadron Hawk. Thinning, setting up, shuffling for future Jaces. I have room for 2 in my hand. Something that can carry a sword. Ah, drew the 3rd land just in time for me to bounce with Jace. So I can play Jace and bounce the Pack Rat. And then chump the Nightveil Spectre. He's presumably going to replay the Pack Rat, but I can bounce it again and start sort of building up. Well, I mean... it does mean that if he can kill my Squadron Hawk, that he can kill Jace. Wow. Feels like I'm supposed to play Jace. And maybe I mean, I want to stop him from making rats. But if I bounce the Nightveil Spectre, then he's in this weird spot where if he kills Squadron Hawk, then he's not making a rat. I think it's play Jace and bounce, right? Feels weird to not bounce the pack rat, but I'm supposed to bounce the Spectre. It's bizarre. Stoneforge and a Hawk wouldn't be terrible, but yeah, now it makes a rat, of course. So you can attack me with a pair of 3/3 rats. Oh, I can bounce one of them. I can just play Batterskull. Interesting. What if I play Batterskull and bounce a rat? Then he's got one attacker, and I've got a friggin' Batterskull. Removal spell eats Jace. I guess. This feels pretty good. Bounce the token or the card? Can I bounce the card? No, I bounced the token. Alright. Yeah, there's the removal spell I was afraid of. So he gets to kill Jace. His duress misses, hilariously. Well, we made him spend some cards, and we've kept the pack rats down to 1 while we look for answers. Oh, okay. This was the one reason to bounce the card, was if I was going to draw Oust. But the funny part is, like, I'm so much more likely to draw a Dismember or a Day in Judgment that I figure I bounce the token. And putting it second from the top is probably good enough, but this was the, literally, I think I put in, what, 1? Put in 1. Hilarious. In other news, yay, we drew an Oust to deal with a pack rat. So I can play Stoneforge and pick up Batterskull. I can play Stoneforge and play the equipment. That might be good. Either way, I'm going to want 3. So if I play this, then I have it for next turn. Or do I want to pick up Batterskull? I think I want to get this onto the table where it's not vulnerable to Thoughtseize Duress. Do your worst. I'm an equipment deck. No counterspells for me. Forgot to update the score. This is game 2. Callblade up a game and looking pretty good, not gonna lie. He's got nothing? Seriously? Wow. He's got instant speed removal as a response to my sword is what he's got. Alright. I mean, I tried to anyway, right? 1, 2, 3. Here, let me play a land. If he kills my Mystic as a response, then I have to decide whether I want to fire up a Nexus or... I probably do, right? I could do the Nexus first. Because the Stoneforge is slightly more valuable? If he's got 2 removal spells, that's just annoying. And I'll have to settle for playing out some more creatures. I mean, I should run him out of removal spells. I just prefer to do it all now. I forgot to tap it for mana. I'm supposed to tap it for mana. I'm gonna get wrecked here. If he can also kill the Stoneforge, I lose the ability to play Squadron Hog because I clicked too fast. Damn it. I'm supposed to be playing Squadron Hawk here. But I misclicked. Actually matters too, given that. Can't quite fire up Colonnade, right? I can fire up Colonnade, but I can't attack with it. It's all very annoying. I mean, we should still be fine, right? Obviously, he's trading cards for every creature we come up with. Can't attack through this. Yeah, if it resolves, which it does, I'm going to play an untapped land so that... Oh, I guess he can still devour flesh. Oh, I want to pick up Batterskull, so I'm going to leave 3 mana for Batterskull. He's down to 2 cards. He redrew the Pack Rat. So, presumably, how does Devour Flesh work? So I get to choose the creature, so I just need to make sure I have another target. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he didn't have it anyway. But I had the ability to fire up Colonnade as response if I wanted to. So we smash him, we make him discard a card, we hit him for 3, and I get my lands back. Gray Merchant went to the graveyard. Now what? Do I want this Squadron Hawk? Or do I play it? I feel like I keep it in my hand. Is a reshuffle if I draw Jace? Is that crazy? Or do I just need more creatures? Meanwhile, I want the sword on defense. And we're in this kind of weird race. Oh, I should have attacked with Colonnade and played Batterskull post-combat. That's what I should have done. Yeah. I could have sequenced that turn better. Not playing optimally, but the deck looks great. And I want to move the sword to the germ. I wanted to diversify, so I had 2 really good blockers. I want to make sure I can block Nightfell Spectre in particular. That's nice. I can get in with all of that. You should make a rat. Oh, Hero's Downfall on my land. No, thank you. I'd like to keep my Colonnade coming over. I don't think there's a spell he can top deck, so I just want to take his turns away. Maybe could have let that resolve. I don't know. I don't think any of it matters. This match turned out to be a little more lopsided than I was expecting. I mean, we said we thought the cards in the Caw-Blade deck just looked better. I saw a nice comment from chat that you know your deck is good when all of the cards in it are still relevant to Legacy. That's kind of a fair point. Kind of a fair, unfair point. He got it. He got my last Squadron Hawk. Funny. There you go. Caw-Blade through to the finals. Looking very impressive. Caw-Blade deck looked pretty good there.
Ugh. Ow. Ow.
Yeah, I did not realize that was going to be quite such a blowout.
The first game, like, you didn't even do anything. You just put Hawks into play, and I'm like, oh, I can't do anything about that.
No, I'm like, I'm playing the worst cards in my deck. Here's like a couple of 1/1s, and I top decked the worst piece of equipment naturally. Played it. Oh, that's good enough? Oh, this matchup's going to get ugly, isn't it?
That was so painful. That was, ow. Ow.
Hi, Sylvia.
Say hello.
Hi, Daddy.
Yes, that's Daddy on the screen.
Who's your daddy?
Well, see, like, I have your screen up, so it's got me and you,
Of course.
and now she sees her.
Oh, God, you know what this means?
What's that?
It means I have to play against another Thoughtseize deck with Turbostasis.
Say night-night, Daddy.
Daddy. Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Sylvia. Good games.
Good games.